Good morning, you guys. I am coming at you on a Monday in my uniform. Or no, actually it's a Tuesday. But I feel like I wear this shirt literally every single video that I've done for you guys in the past couple of weeks. But I'm very excited because it's not even a Tuesday. I'm totally lied to you in the first 3 seconds of this video. It's actually Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. And tomorrow is, why did I think it was Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? No, it's Thursday. So, tomorrow's my birthday. So I'm excited about that. Dominic is really excited about it too. So, that's going to be so much fun. Dominic and I will be off tomorrow. I was really excited to work today, honestly, which is just unusual for me. At least first thing in the morning. It's literally 7:11 in the morning right now. And I feel like I'm acting like it's middle of the afternoon. And I don't know why. But it's raining. So that's kind of a bummer. Because when it rains, usually I get more orders. So I was kind of looking forward to that. But it doesn't seem to be the case. I've already been sitting here for almost 11 minutes. And I've gotten no orders. So that's kind of a bummer. And also, who wants to be running around in the rain as well? But it's kind of slowing down now. So we'll see. I'll probably wait another 5 or 10 minutes. Just because I don't like to wait too long, because then you have to include that in your time, for how much money you made. And if you only make, it's just rough with DoorDash, if I'm being really honest with you. The financial part of it, it can be a really good day. Some days you'll make $160 and you'll be like, this job is it. But then other days you'll make 50 and you're like, okay, but I was sitting around for so long waiting for orders, it doesn't even out. It's just not good. But probably at the end of the week, if I were to calculate it out with how many hours I worked, if I need to get a pen and paper or something and write down when I leave and then what my hours are basically that I work. Because every day it's kind of different. Usually I go home around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Sometimes I go home earlier. Sometimes I go home later. It all just depends on how the orders are rolling in. And then I go back out around 11 or 10:30 depending on when I went home. If I went home early, I obviously go out a little later. Give me a second. Let me look at this order. Okay, that was another dud. But yeah, usually I go out and I'll go out, if I were to go out now, I'll probably go out at 10 today, versus 11. So I try to even it out, but usually it's not very busy between 10 to 11 typically, or from 9 to 11. Sometimes it starts to get busy at 10:30. It all just depends, and it really depends on the day as well. So today's Thursday, so it should be popping off right now, because usually on Thursdays it's super duper busy. So I don't know what's going on. So it's just that's the situation. And it also depends on how people are tipping. If it's a holiday, you get big bucks. But if it's not a holiday, it's usually just the weekends that you make good money. Usually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But unfortunately, my birthday fell on a weekend. I wish it was on Tuesday, because it's much slower Tuesday, Wednesday. But my birthday's obviously Friday, and then Dominic took Saturday off. So I won't be making much money this week. Let's just put it that way. But last week I made great money. It all just depends, obviously. And the more time you put in, the more money you're going to make. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, I only made $50 today. But I was only out for 4 hours, which still is not very good money. It's not very good money at all when you consider that I'm running my car basically the whole entire time, and my gas goes crazy. I don't even know. Something's wrong with my vehicle. We just got an oil change on it, and I feel like it's gotten better when it comes to driving, but it's still not great. I'm still getting, I think, 24 to the gallon, which is not great. But I am doing all city driving. It's just, when you even that out, really, if I made $50 in 4 hours, that's not very much money. It's still more than minimum wage, but not very good. So, I'm very excited as well, which probably around when I'm posting this video, this will have happened. Ted Lasso is coming out on March 15th, and I'm so pumped. If you guys haven't seen Ted Lasso, that is one of our favorite shows. It was one that neither of us wanted to watch originally, because neither of us are really into sports, and Dominic was really not interested in it, because we don't really like those types of shows. But from what it looked like from the previews, but when you actually watch it, it's nothing like what we thought it was going to be, and it's so good. It's one of those shows that we put on all the time. If we're just like, oh, you know, like we're not really feeling anything today, let's put on Ted Lasso. Or if we just want something funny, we put on Ted Lasso. It's like an easy show to throw on, and it's a really good show, especially the first time you watch it when you don't know what's gonna happen. But like it's good when you rewatch it as well. But there's a new show that Dominic and I have been watching called Shrinking, and that is very similar to Ted Lasso. It's by the same exact creators that made Ted Lasso, and we are loving that one so far. We're 2 episodes in, and it's so funny. Like it's just one of those shows where there's just enough like funny and just enough like really like important messages. It's really great. Oh, I wonder if there's a new Million Little Things today. Oh, that would be amazing if there is. If there is, your girl may need to go home soon because I want to watch that. I'm gonna go now, but I will chat you guys up a little bit later. Okay, you guys, so for my birthday, I decided I wanted to take the Christmas down and clean the house, like declutter. So I actually donated like a bunch of clothes, or at least I'm planning on donating a bunch of clothes. I have huge bags downstairs right now, but I just separated all of these lights, and I just have to say, it was time consuming. But I was like, we paid $5 for each set of these lights, and I don't even know how we had this many lights on our Christmas tree. It's literally 12 light strings, and you're only supposed to put 5 on a Christmas tree. So that is what I've been up to. I don't even know if this is something that I should have done, but I taped each of them up so that they like stay in their separate place, and I'm going to put them in the closet. But we are just cleaning, decluttering, doing all the things. Sunday is very tired of it already.
To sound, the one that's coming from your mouth. Don't mean to turn it upside down.
Thank you, baby.
I really wanna hear you out. I can't know how it is to be where you so calmly sit. When I'm further my own, there it is, catching only part of it. To just be, to really see something other than just me. To lean in, look around, open up to the sound. If I could give you more than half an ear, if I could give you more than half an ear. Hit the brakes, throw stones into a quiet lake. What is it you're really saying? I turn the thoughts to little waves, space on either side of every single word I write. I found you in another line. Notice all the time it takes to just be, to really see something other than just me. To lean in, look around, open up.
Hello, you guys, don't mind this crazy lighting we've got going on, but Dominic and I just went to the Museum of History here in Raleigh. I can't remember if I told you guys yet that we were going to be doing that for my birthday, but they had a Taylor Swift exhibit, as I'm sure I showed you guys, and it was so cool. I was geeking out. Literally, there were a whole bunch of like older people in there with us at the time, and I know I'd be looking crazy, but I do know that a couple of the women, like they were all actually really intrigued by the Taylor Swift exhibit, like because it was a whole woman of country exhibit was what it really was. But they were oh wow, I just realized my hair went all crazy because I had the windows down. But the people that were there were all like hanging out at the Taylor Swift exhibit, and they were all checking, oh, what is happening here actually from my situation. Holy crap, I definitely am having some issues because I had that window rolled. But they were all so intrigued, and it was really cool to see them all like so excited about the like Taylor Swift part of the Woman of Country exhibit. Because okay, so what actually happened, let me just start from the beginning. We get there and I didn't realize it was like a whole separate exhibit. Like it was literally a whole entire like upstairs section. It was kind of small actually once you got into it, but it was still like a pretty decent size. But I thought that you'd have to go through all the other stuff in order to get to it. Like I thought it was going to be at the end of the downstairs exhibit, which the downstairs exhibit was like through time. Like I don't even know what I was thinking this, because the downstairs one was basically like you went through like, you know, where they talk about slavery and just different like political things. And so we went through that whole entire thing, and like not just slavery, but like, you know, like the beginning of time, like all the tools that they used to like cook and stuff. And so Dominic and I, like, we were honestly into it. If I'm being honest with you, we were really enjoying ourselves. But we were running low on time because we had to get parking outside, and it was only 2-hour maximum parking. So we were kind of starting to worry because it was taking us a while to go through this downstairs exhibit, because we were really reading everything, really getting into it. But then once we got to the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, like it literally led us out into the lobby again. And I was like, they don't have the exhibit anymore. Like it doesn't, they got rid of the Taylor Swift part. But then there was a big sign that said you have to go upstairs for that part. So we ended up going upstairs, and there was like a sign that said you had to pay. It was $10 a person to get into the Woman of Country part. So we ended up paying the $10, obviously, and it was so worth that to me. I was so happy when we got in there. There were so many different like artists, so many different clothes that were actually worn by the artist. There was a huge thing about Shania Twain, and I say huge, but it was actually very small compared to the Taylor Swift section, which I thought was really wild. Because like there was this whole entire, I wish I would have got more of like a pan for you guys to see like the whole entire exhibit, but there was this whole exhibit with like little sections for each artist, and then Taylor Swift had a whole corner of the place, and there were I think 4 outfits of hers that she's worn. One of them was the Mean dress that she wore in the Mean music video, and the banjo that she used I think in her performance at wherever she performed. It might have been VMAs, I don't think it was, but after the actually it might have not even been that, because I feel like it was probably just from the Mean music video, because I don't think, did she use some banjo when she performed for the Kanye West situation, when she performed Innocent? I don't remember. I can't remember because I was just too excited. And on top of that, these old people were surrounding me while I was there, like geeking out so hardcore. These 2 old guys were really enjoying themselves as well, it seemed. They were really, really into it, but they were too close to me, so I couldn't really get into my mode, you know? But anyway, that was awesome. They had a whole like replica of the cardigan like house thing that she performed Willow on, or like the whole entire basically folklore album. I forget what show that was for, but either way, it was amazing. And then they also had her dress from that performance. It was so beautiful. I'll like overlay videos while I'm talking. I'm sure you guys have already seen it, but it's good to like explain it, what you're looking at. But it was just so much fun, and I was having the time of my life. I'm not gonna lie. It was the coolest thing ever. But what I was gonna say is it was just weird because Shania Twain is like the woman of country, if I remember right, from back in the day. And now I guess Taylor Swift has kind of like taken that place of Shania Twain. But Shania Twain only had like a little section of two, I think it was two or maybe three iconic outfits. Like I remember the outfits that we saw. It was so cool. But she had a couple of iconic outfits there. But then Taylor Swift had, like, just like I said, a whole half of the place was dedicated to Taylor Swift, which was crazy. But Dominic and I are going to go again another time because there was so much on that upstairs level that we didn't end up getting to look at because we were running low on time. Had we known, we probably wouldn't have done so much in that, like, ancient ruins area downstairs. But we didn't realize, obviously, that there was a whole upstairs level. So we are going to go back, and then we're going to go to eat at this pho restaurant that we are obsessed with in downtown Raleigh. It's so good, but we just didn't get to do it today because we were running low on time. We actually are going to go eat in a few minutes. We're stopped at Walmart right now because we're getting stuff for our lunches for the week, but we're going to go stop at this place called Wilson's, I think, or Winston's, and it's like an eatery that we used to go to a lot when we lived over on this side of town. So we're going to get burgers, I think, and then we're going to head home. But it's been such a good day already. It's been honestly the best weekend ever. I've gotten a couple clips here and there that I've probably inserted already for you guys, but we had the cake yesterday and it was so good. Literally, he did such a good job on it. He should be a baker. Like, I feel like he could bake cakes for a living. Like, he is a great baker. So it was really, really yummy, and I can't wait to have some more today. Tonight he's supposed to make something for dinner. I don't know. It's something with beef. He said he had something for a surprise for me. And then last night we got barbecue, and then the night before that he made me ramen, which it's kind of a long story, but I love ramen. Well, you guys know already that I love ramen from Dominic, but there's a specific type of ramen that he used to make all the time when we first met because we were really poor, and so we always just ate ramen for dinner when we first met. Like the first year we were together, that was basically all we ate. He made like this elevated version of ramen, but it wasn't like ramen with broth at all. It was just noodles and beef basically, and like I don't know, I think he would drain the broth and then he would like fry the noodles a little bit, and oh, it was so good. So he ended up making me that for dinner one night, and it was just really nice. I love him. He just has done so many thoughtful things. He made me breakfast the other morning. I'll overlay that for you guys as well. The breakfast was so yummy. It was sweet potato hash, one of my all-time favorites, and he got me flowers, and that was fun. But yeah, so it's just been a great day. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys, he also got me these awesome posters. I'm gonna show you them when I get home because they are so cool. But I will talk to you guys in a bit.
I can make a scene. Help me get the picture. I'll read in between. I'll give you more than half an ear.
Good morning, you guys. Not welcome back to my channel. I've already started this video and I'm actually so far into it already. But I want to tell you guys about my weekend. So first of all, I got coffee for the first time. I mean, I've been getting coffee one time a week with Dominic on the weekends, but I haven't been like excited about it. And then today I felt it. I felt the urge to get a coffee, and so I got one. I don't like it, I'm not gonna lie. But I was excited that I felt the urge because, like, I don't know, I haven't felt that in a long time. So that was awesome. But I did go to one that I don't normally go to, so it's just not it, you guys. I never liked this location, but I didn't feel like driving all the way to the other location when I kind of knew I wasn't going to like coffee anyway. Give me a second. Let me check an order. Okay, sorry, you guys. I wanted to check that order. I'm working today, but I'm just not vibing. Like, I'm not vibing with working today. For some reason, I'm feeling like I want to go home and work on YouTube. So I said, that's what I'm going to do, kind of. I mean, I'm still out here, obviously. I got my coffee, and I'm going to chat you guys up right now. But my app went down at one point this morning, and I don't know. It's just such a beautiful day out. It just doesn't feel like the day that I should be working. So I'm probably going to end up going home and editing for you guys and working on a couple of other things, because I've had a couple of people reach out to me to do videos for them, and I have not had time to respond to anybody because, first of all, I was sick. There's so many excuses, so many reasons. I was just thinking about it today while I was listening to Taylor Swifts Midnight's album, and I was like thinking about how I still haven't shared our Italy trip with you guys, which you guys are probably tired of me even talking about sharing it at some point, but I promise you I'm going to. I just, when I got sick, like, I was planning on doing a voiceover and I couldn't talk for long lengths of time, but I'm getting back to the point where I can, so I will probably have that video to you soon. I know that I've been saying that for a long time now, but I just really want it to be a good video, and when I couldn't speak for a very long length of time, like, I knew that wasn't the quality that I was wanting. But you guys will have it by time a year goes by. Probably you'll have it by this October, because that's when we got married last year. But we're planning on doing it. Well, I was originally planning on doing the voiceover, but then we watched the video with my mom and my dad, and Dominic said like a whole bunch of stuff when we watched it that I wanted to include in the video. So I was hoping I could get him to help me out with it, and he said of course. So I just need to plan it and like do it actually. But anyway, what I really wanted to tell you guys about was this past weekend and how amazing everything was. I kind of already like briefed you guys on everything that happened now that I think of it. So, I mean, I guess I kind of talked to you guys about it already. But what I really wanted to tell you guys about yesterday was I was like kind of in the moment yesterday, so I didn't really express to you guys how funny the day was actually, because we ended up going to the North Carolina Museum of History, and I wanted to like enjoy it because like we don't go to museums very often, and like I like museums. There's some things I'm not really interested in. Like, I'm really not interested in history, if I'm being honest, but I will look at it, you know. So Dominic and I, we had discussed it, like we were excited to like, you know, enjoy ourselves while we were there and like take our time through the museum. And so we're walking through, and we're like, it's all like kid stuff basically. There's like little flip book, like just a bunch of kid stuff, because you know how these museums are. They're set up so that people can bring kids like through like school things and stuff, you know, school field trips and stuff. And so Dominic and I are like really trying to like look through these books, and like both of us are acting really interested in it. And it's not that it wasn't interesting, and it's just, it wasn't really what we were there for. We were there for the Taylor Swift exhibit. So, or not Taylor Swift, but the country exhibit. And, so like we're both like really taking our time going through all these things, and the years are going up. Cause like they start from like way back in like the 15 or 1700s or something like that. And so like the years keep going up. Dominic and I are just like getting more and more excited because like it's almost over, because we were honestly on our feet a long time too. You guys know how it is at these museums. We were getting tired as well. It wasn't that fun. The park that we were in, it was really dark in there. There was no windows because it's all like, you know, they weave you through, and they somehow make one large room into like so many little rooms. You know what I'm saying? That's just how they do the museums. And so it was just really interesting, or not interesting at all, actually. It was just really funny because we were getting so pumped. And then like finally we got to like the not 1900s, maybe the 1800s. And we were like, yes, this is it. This is our moment. We're getting there. We're almost to the 2000s. And then it ended. Literally there was a sign, and it was like exit to the left. And we both looked at each other, and we were like, what is happening? I actually thought the exhibit was over because it said that it was only supposed to go till February 26th. And the way that I found this exhibit was on TikTok. People were talking about it, and they said, like, that it's at this museum. And I didn't realize it was even in North Carolina. But then when I, like, looked more into it, I saw that it was literally in Raleigh, like literally 25 minutes from us. So I was like, there's no way we can miss this. But I saw it on the 24th. It was supposed to end the 26th, and Dominic's birthday was the 25th. So I was like, there's no way. We're not going to be able to actually go to this exhibit. But then they extended it till April 2nd. So I was really excited about that. However, I still was a little nervous that it wasn't going to be there because there were still signs up that said it was till the 26th when we were, like, walking in. So Dominic and I were both kind of like, is it even going to be here? Like, we were confused. Rather than asking anyone, we decided to take matters into our own hand and go on a whole jaunt through history together. But because I'm sure if we had asked someone, they would have said, oh yeah, that exhibit's upstairs. But it was free entry to get into this museum anyway. So, like, I don't know. It was a good time. We actually plan on going back because we didn't get to see, there was a bunch of stuff upstairs that we didn't get to see. Can you guys tell I don't like this coffee? Like, literally, I haven't even sipped on it. Because it's just, I'm not a coffee person anymore. But anyway, so we go through all of this. At the end, it's like, exit to your left, and we're looking at each other like, oh my gosh, it doesn't exist. We still had a good time, and, like, we would have left and said, like, oh, that was kind of fun. We'll probably go to other museums, because, like, we like doing weird things. And it was just fun to do together. Dominic is interested in that kind of stuff. He loves history. So it was fun for him, and I like watching him have fun. So, but it was still kind of like, it was all like reiterated stuff that we already know, obviously, because we are adults now. So it was like going through all of everything that has happened through time, and like I couldn't exactly describe it to you, but looking at it on those little things with all those words as well, like there's just so many words, and I can't imagine kids enjoy that because it was just, there was a lot to read, and I was personally not enjoying that very much. But there was a couple of little interactive things, like you can milk a cow while you were there, and that was kind of cool. But we were also thinking that it was a lot of touching things as well. And you're at a museum, and like it's still COVID in my brain because we literally just had COVID. So like we were nervous to touch things, but it was still fun. Anyway, we get out, and we're like, what do we do? So then we're like, okay, well, let's go upstairs and see if it's up there. So we ended up going upstairs, and it was right there, and you had to pay $10 to get in. I can't remember if I told you guys that, but we ended up paying $10 each to get in, which wasn't, it really was worth it. It was worth the money, but it was such a small exhibit. Like, when I tell you guys, compared to the exhibit we just walked through that took us an hour and a half to get through, the exhibit upstairs was like, I'm trying to like point to where, but you're not even here in person, so you can't really see. But it was probably a good, it wasn't like super small. It was probably the size of like, I don't know, 2 of my apartments, which is not big. So it was small, but it was a good time, and it was really, really, really cool seeing all of the different outfits, like the Shania Twain stuff. I know I already talked to you guys about this, but it was just awesome. There was some Kelsey Ballerini stuff in there. There was Dolly Parton stuff, if you're really into Dolly. I'm not like super into Dolly Parton for some reason. I feel like it's because like growing up, it's all about like who your parents were into growing up, and my mom loved Shania Twain, so that was cool. I can't wait to tell her. She actually doesn't even know yet that we went and did that, so I'm gonna call her after I talk to you guys and tell her everything and send her pictures, because that was really, really a really special thing. And there was this really cool, I think it was a banjo of Dolly Parton's that had butterflies on it. It was gorgeous, so that was awesome. And that's about it. That was how the weekend was awesome, and I'm clearly still wanting the weekend to go on longer because I'm wanting my day to be over with DoorDash already. Like, I know when I don't want to work because I'm denying shit I shouldn't be denying. I should be like, there's a couple of things that I'm like, you should have accepted those orders, and then I'm not accepting them, and then I ended up having like an issue with the app, so I ended up having to reach out to like the customer care or whatever, not customer care, I don't know what you'd call them, the people support, chat support, that's what it's called. And they were like, you need to delete the app and re-download it. And I'm like, I did that already and it didn't work, but it worked out after they told me to do it. So anyway, then I was kind of like, oh, I wish it didn't work because I don't want to work right now. that's what's happening here. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna finish editing the last video that goes up this week because I'm so behind, you guys. Literally, the video goes up tomorrow. I used to be so far ahead, and now I'm just not good when it comes to editing my videos. I do not take the time that I should to edit them. But that is what's happening here. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and comment down below because I miss you guys. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one.